Hello everyone. I'm giving myself a round of applause for filming this, my first episode alone. We're filming this in a car, or we're recording this in my car, which is a little bit ghetto. That's a little bit ghetto, but the school semester has started, so we've had to get creative, if you know what I mean. This episode today is about the Grammys, and yeah, I mean, we just kind of had to give a breath there because the Grammys is honestly like, okay, obviously I'm not an artist or anything, but it's such a stressful time for me because I know that every time that I finish watching it, I'm going to end up hating it, but I still watch it every year. It's not like the Oscars where it's like, this is way too boring for me, way too old for me, because I feel like the Grammys is like an older award show, like it's a little bit more mature. But, okay, we're going to get to that. The point is that the Grammys aren't cool anymore. But I still want to save them. And I think you should too, and I'm going to tell you why later. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how the hell the Grammys even work, why they're still worth saving, and then we're going to rate the 2020 performances on a Blue Ivy clap scale. If you get it, you get it. If not, not. Okay, everyone knows that the Grammys suck and are like really old, and every year we have like a conversation on how much we hate the Grammys, but every year we're like, oh my god, I'm never watching that show again. Oh my god, I'm never watching that show again. And then every year we sit there and we watch it, and I know I'm talking we because I know you guys are watching it. So, long story short, the Grammys be snubbing. They be snubbing. The thing is, they're like every single award show where like not that many people you want to win, but they're not like every single award show in the way that this award show is way more expensive and mature and like a real award show. It's like, I'm trying to compare it to an award show. Let's say like the Billboard Music Awards or American Music Awards, those type of things. Where it's like, yeah, this has some credibility and people go to this and it's fun, but those are like fan voted, so it's different. The Grammys work differently. It's more mature, more rules, more this and that. And we're going to get to that. Now, a lot of people weren't trying to watch the Grammys this year because of the... People are calling it a scandal, but honestly, I think that's a little bit disrespectful. Because I wouldn't even say it's a scandal. It's just like... literally what happens with every company, the racism and the sexual misconduct gets exposed. Like, that's not even something we're not used to at this point. Like, it's a serious thing, and I don't like it when people call those scandals. But anyway, I guess it's a scandal. This scandal with the new CEO, Deborah Dung. Let me not mispronounce her name, y'all. Deborah, what's your name, Deborah? I know her first name is Deborah. Hold on. Deborah Dugan. Cute. Okay. So Miss Deborah is the newest CEO. The old CEO was that white guy. He would always come up he would always, like, even if he wasn't hosting, he was always kind of just there. And, like, if you have been watching the Grammys for a long time, you know who I'm talking about. Maybe not, like, name-wise, because I don't even know his name. But... he was there, and he would always kind of just be like, ugh. Oh, you know what he would do? He would always, like, announce the people before they would do the in memoriam. Like, he'd always come up then and, like, other random times during the show just to be like, oh, I own this, you know. I never liked him. When Beyonce lost her second album of the year, I believe a fan threw a rock at his car. So, like, that's where you know where people stand with him. I don't know if I'm going to be out here throwing rocks at his car, but I just didn't like him. His whole thing was just like, guys, we have to follow the rules. Like, he was very, like, annoying in that way. When Deborah came along, I actually didn't know he was fired or that there was a new CEO. But when they announced the nominees in February, I remember watching Deborah say and come, and she was like, oh, I'm the new CEO, and she was really bubbly and nice, and I was like, whoa, this is such a weird different energy than the last old guy who literally looked like he had the suds. Like, there's a new, like, I mean, she's not like the youngest woman ever, she's just a regular lady, and I was like, cute. So I was like kind of standing Deborah. I mean, you know, I wasn't like, oh my god, revolution, because, you know, I'm not gonna put all my trust into a white lady, but at the same time, I was like, oh, cute, and change, you know? She was fresh, she was different. And you can tell, like, the dynamic in the nominees were different, because it was, like, it was more fun, but it still was serious. Like, all the past years that, I've watched the nominees get announced, it was very, like, the nominees are blah, 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 blah. And then they would have some people that were funny and come in and, like, try to change it, but not really. So this time it was more, like, fun. I don't know. People just didn't look that tense. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But the point is, she was cute, you know, and the nominees were very women-heavy, and, like, there were actually a good, diverse amount of nominees, so I wasn't complaining. Obviously, there was some people that were snubbed. There's always going to be some people that were snubbed, but honestly, I was not complaining off this year's nominees or last year's nominees, because I just expect, like, there to be random people in there all the time. So Deborah was not, I didn't hate Deborah. I love Deborah, low-key. But then, I don't really know, some legal troubles happened, and she got into some mess, and then she decided to air everybody out. And I was like, shoot, Miss Deborah. I think it was good, because even though she didn't say anything we didn't know, basically she said that, like, everybody on the Grammy team sucks and, like, is just, you know, using their money and power to get who they want on the nominees board, saying that the producers would manipulate the nominees, so it's, like, people that they want to perform can be on the list, not necessarily people that, you know, deserve to be on the list. Girl, a mess. We all kind of knew that. She said, like, racism played a part, and that several artists, including Drake, Beyonce, Frank Ocean, Ariana, Ed Sheeran, like, a whole huge artist names were, like, snubbed in past years, just, like, off personal grievances. Oh, Nicki too. And also just, like, people moving money around, you know. Basically corruption. Corruption existed, and we knew it did, but it was nice for her to air it out, because, like, that's a good, you know, kind of saying, like, yeah, it's true. You know, just letting us know we weren't going crazy, like, you know. I mean, we knew it was happening, but it was just good for her to say that, you know. The Grammys still went on, and they didn't even address any of the scandal going on. I didn't think they would. They're very, like I said, old-fashioned and crazy. But, yeah. It's just a crack house mess. Now, we don't really know if she's still CEO. They were showing, like, these two people, a Hispanic guy and a lady, a lot, like, during commercial breaks, and they were, like, I think at the beginning they had titles, like, say, like, who they were by. I didn't pay enough attention, but they were like, you're watching the Grammys, and they had suits on, but they didn't look like they were CBS people. Like, they looked like they were Grammy people. I don't know if those are the new CEOs, if we're doing a two people CEO thing now. I don't know if Deborah's coming back, good old Debs. Girl, I don't know. They got a mess there. They are changing the executive producer, which, thank God. If you don't know, I mean, this is just from what I understand. I'm trying to educate, you know, the people so they know what's happening behind the scenes. So they know why they're angry. You know, we gotta manage our anger and direct it in the right places. So the executive producer of a show, basically what they do is they do more than just pay. They literally make the show. So they do, I mean, they're kind of like a director, but even a little more than that. They really just kind of work with everybody on the team to make the show, make the performances. They pick presenters, they pick this, that, lighting, da. They have a lot of say in the show. So the producer for all these dang years has been Ken whatever. He's just like this random guy that literally everybody has beef with. Frank Ocean has beef with, Beyonce has beef with, Adele has beef with. Everybody got beef with this man. Because rumor has it he's just like very controlling in the sense that, oh, I'm the producer of the Grammy, so you gotta do what I want you to do. Frank was yelling at him because he made him, if you don't know, Frank performed in the 2012 Grammys, and that was a hot mess. His worst performance to date. He hates the performance, and he hates how the, Grammys treated him. He didn't have, like, a lot of creative control. He wrote a whole essay, but I'm not about to read all that. More recently, Ariana wrote an essay to him on Twitter. Girl, I'm spilling the tea. Miss Ariana wrote an essay to him on Twitter last year because she didn't go, right? Despite being nominated and winning for a pop vocal album for Sweetener. But she didn't go, and Mr. Ken put out a statement. Mr. Ken, executive producer, Crazy Gremlin Man, put out a statement basically saying, like, well, she couldn't connect with something quick, so we didn't, we're not going to have her on this show. And Ariana was like, ma'am, I'm going to read exactly what she said. She said on February 7th, 2019, she said, I've kept my mouth shut, but now you're lying about me. I can pull together a performance overnight, and you know that, Ken. Ooh. It was when my creativity and my self-expression was stifled by you that I decided not to attend. I hope the show is exactly what you want it to be and more. I offered 3 different songs. It's about collaboration. It's about feeling supported. It's about art and honesty, not politics. Not doing favors or playing games. It's just a game, y'all. And I'm sorry, but I think she meant to say it's just a game to y'all. Anyway, and I'm sorry, but that's not what music is to me. So, I mean, this is just another case of an artist feeling like they didn't have control. I mean, I bet you he came in there and was like, girl, you gonna sing North to You Just Love to Cry. And, the Grammys be doing these things where they're like, I guess it's cute for a certain amount of time where they're like, oh, let's get a new artist and let's combine them with some old ass artist that don't nobody know who it is, and y'all do a little, remix of your song, or we'll have you guys both do a thing. They probably told her to do No Tears Up to Cry with some random old white man or whatever, and she was like, no girl, I'm gonna do my own performance. I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna have umbrellas like this and this and that. And they weren't having it. She said she offered 3 different songs. They didn't like not one of them. That's just him trying to do too much. Same happened with Beyonce, but you can't step over Beyonce's toes like that. So he knew not to play with Beyonce. He kind of played Adele, had her perform an old ass song. I don't remember what she did. Girl, was it an Elvis tribute, girl? Girl, I don't even know. Not the Elvis tribute. I know it wasn't an Elvis tribute, but some other random white man she was singing. Oh, tribute to George Michael. I mean, I guess I wasn't playing her, but girl, you know what I mean? Like, they have you perform and they have you do something totally that, I mean, isn't really maybe what the artist wants. Maybe the artist doesn't want to do a tribute. Maybe the artist doesn't want to do a song with somebody else. But they're like, nah, you got to just do it how we're doing it because we're the Grammys and we're doing this for 63 years and you have to respect us. And it's like, girl, it's really not all like that. If you want me to perform, I'll perform like this. If not, bye, She said it's about collaboration, like you got to collaborate. But whatever. He's gone. This was his last Grammy. So I really do think that there can be change for the Grammys. I mean, this is Alicia's 2nd year. She's probably going to go back next year. She'd actually be a cute host. So I like that. They're kind of opening up to change. And that's what Deborah said she went. Oh my God, y'all. The ghetto. That's what Deborah said she wanted the Grammys to be like a change and, diverse and whatever. Now, maybe I'm just reading into Miss Deborah, but she's the only CEO that's been, like, really vocal about this. So, she's the only new CEO, period. But, I do feel like there could be changes made. If this man is fired, the other old white man is fired, there can be changes made, and it can be cute. And people can be forgiven because Ariana forgave Ken. She went and did her performance the way she wanted to. And I really do feel like this year, the performances were way more creative, like way more than they have in a long time. But we're going to get to that later. We are also going to talk about how the Grammys even work because it's like, how are these random people winning? How did that work? Let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about this system. Right? So let's talk about the system because it's kind of confusing. But I'm going to explain it to y'all because this is about education. So there are 84 categories in the Grammys. Basically what you do is within the time period that the Grammys give you, you submit your work and you say, hey, I want my thing to be nominated for this, and this category. Girl, if you don't put that category, they not gonna nominate it for that category, so you best put that category. Alright? It's also a lot of paperwork. So you better have a good label, or else they're not gonna want to do the paperwork. They're not gonna want to submit your stuff. Or if you're doing it yourself, girl, you better have a lawyer degree, whatever, because it's like that type of paperwork. It's not like, fill your first name, your last name. No, like, it's some real stuff. So they're already making it hard for you in that sense. Alright. Reasons why albums like Igor were in the rap and stuff like that. Your label is going to want to put you where you are most likely to get the award. So your label is going to be like, hey, they probably not going to give you this just because that's on pure racism. So let me put you in the rap category, that kind of stuff. That's messed up already. But we already starting off a little messed up. Whatever, right? You submit your stuff. And then they got their little crew committee teams that organize people in their category. Everybody reviews it. Okay, so everything's organized. Cool. You got all your entries, whatever. So you're members of the Grammy committee. There are 13,000 members of this goddamn committee. They determine the final nominees. So they go through the list and they say, I want this to be nominated. All right. They vote on the first round of who they want to be nominees. Okay, cool. That's cool. They send that to what is called the craft committee. This is where the corruption starts, y'all. Oh my God. I mean, it kind of been started, but this is where it gets a little fishy. It starts to smell bad. This craft committee is made up of people of the board and also people that are really just unnamed. Don't nobody know who these people are. Members of the Grammy committee, I'm going to tell y'all who those are. Because that is actually 13,000 people out here. That is more public knowledge versus this craft committee of like... Girl, I tried to research how many people are on this goddamn craft committee. It says from 10 to 30 people. So we really just don't know who these people are. But they basically narrow it down and say, okay, this is what the people voted for, and we're going to move around this or that and see what's right. And then those are the nominations. And then off that nominations, period, those are the nominations. You can't change it if you're a member of the board, you can't, or a member of the Grammy committee. You can't be like, oh, but I didn't vote for this. Oh, it don't matter. Vote for who's on the list. And whoever people vote for ends up winning the Grammys at the Grammys Awards. Now... rewind. Let's go to the Grammy committee. Craft committee. The vocabulary in here. But anyway, let's go to the craft committee. These people that nobody knows who they are, they were put in place in the 80s or whatever because Lionel Richie won Album of the Year or something. And everybody was like, no, that wasn't right. That was like the first time, I guess, that people were feeling like the Grammys chose the wrong thing. At least loud enough for the Grammys committee CEO, whatever, to be like, oh, we got to make some changes. So it actually used to just be like, members vote for nominees, period. Members vote for winners, period. There used to never be this middleman. So this middleman now was put in place to change it around. Which is kind of good because it's like, okay, you won't have Charlie XCX as Album of the Year just if Charlie XCX had a lot of money to pay everybody on the member. You won't have these random cards thrown in the mix. You won't have freaking Mason Ramsey for Song of the Year. They try to make some regulation in that sense. Which is cute until the corruption come along. And that's just on democracy. Like, democracy. Democracy, good or bad? Let me ask the audience. Exactly. It's just like, it really never is clean cut. It's never like gonna really work because these people are getting paid. They're getting, deals off. Okay, well, if you switch this around and put my person, even though he wasn't voted, then I'm gonna give you this amount of money, blah, 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 blah. And then also the fact that we don't even know who these people are, it's like we can't even go and yell at them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a member of the committee, like, that's just the people that vote. That is simple. You either have won a Grammy or, let me actually read it. So if you want to be on the committee, you either have to have won a Grammy, have 6 credits on a commercially released track. Basically, you either have to be like an artist in America, you have to have been credited on an American artist's album that has been commercially sold in the past 5 years. Girl, basically you either have to own music or be a part of the music that was being made. That's period. But it has to be made in America, and it has to be like purchased widely in America, basically. So you basically have to be part of some sort of American artist or American record label that either distributes the music or makes the music. Right. Within the past 5 years. So that's also a good thing. So basically you can't be some random old person that had hits in the 80s, never made a song after that, never sold a song after that, and just want to be on the Grammy committee. Like, that don't work. Or you have to have won a Grammy before, period. That's when the old folk come in. And you have to pay $100 a year to be a part of this. So that narrows it down, I guess, but not really. Basically, you just have to be an artist or something of that. Or you have to be endorsed by a current voting member. I do not know what endorsed means. Do they buy you in? That don't make sense. From what I understand, you're either an artist or you are a producer or you are something of that sense. Which is what makes artists like give value to the Grammys, because it's like, this is an award that isn't fan voted. It's not fans and regular ass people telling me that my album is good. It's my peers telling me that my album is good. It's music, people that are smart in music, people that are like respected in music telling me that my album is good. And like, I think that should be said, because people always say like, oh, why did Beyonce keep going to the Grammys after they said they never gave her album of the year? Why is this artist keeps going to the Grammys? Why is Tyler talking smack about the Grammys 1 second and then winning a Grammy the next, and all like, oh, whatever? It's not easy to disrupt that like respect you have for something, especially if it's your peers or people in the same industry telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, 63 years in the making, you can't just randomly be like, I don't even care about this no more. Like, what are you going to care about then? You're going to care about the iHeartRadio Awards? Nah, it took Beyonce them 5 years to, like, period, just not care about no type of awards. So, I think we should be a little nicer to the artists that still go and to the people that still what? Oh my God. Am I talking about myself? Oh, am I talking about myself? No, but that's just something to keep in mind, that it is kind of something that holds up. So I think the Grammys still kind of hold up, no matter how much I listen to different types of music. I would say I listen to a lot of different types of music. They always kind of have somebody on the nominations list, and I'm like, oh, I never heard of this person before. And that can be good and bad, but it's good to me because I get to discover somebody new. And then it is like actually somebody that isn't necessarily famous because of how much they stream, just because of how quality music they have. And that's like the Grammys like whole logo, their whole like mantra is that, or what they stand by is that they award music to people who genuinely just have good music, because it's people like artists and stuff voting for them, and not just like based off streams and stuff, which I think they go by in some sense, but not really, because sometimes they just be giving it to whoever sold more. So that's a problem they need to fix. But I think it's still like, I genuinely think it's still fun, because you can get mad like, oh, they're not giving the people who deserve Grammys, whatever. Like, nobody's gonna watch anymore. Like, people are still gonna watch. Billie Eilish didn't want all her Grammys. She got 5 Grammys, girl, at 18. Like, that's inspiring a good amount of young people. Whether you like it or not, it is. Because it's like, dang. Even if you look at it like, dang, Billie Eilish got 5 Grammys at 18. That must be kind of easy. Like, it's not. But even just the way that you're entertaining that thought, like, that's kind of impact. But I still don't think we should be just handing out Grammys just for inspiration. But whatever. I think the performances can be iffy, but like some of them really do stand out. And I think that the show can be saved if some changes are made. And people are being fired and changed around and moved around. So who knows? Maybe we will live with that. And I do think that people complaining still helps, because I guarantee you, if like a good majority of people wouldn't have complained how, oh my god, Grammy's so white, da 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 da, then the nomination list wouldn't have gotten way more diverse. Like this year was actually very diverse. You got Lil Nas up in there, you got Lizzo in there, whole bunch of people. It's pretty diverse. Like, even if they're in the wrong categories, like, we gonna figure that out later, I guess. But, you know, with time, you know, baby steps. Baby steps. We got the black people in the room. We just got to kind of move them around to the right places. Spanish people in there, you know, figuring it out. It's cute. I think that it's just a really good show, and it's still entertaining. So, woo! Shaking the table. All right, let's talk about these performances now. We are now in the performance section. So we're just going to basically rate them off a Blue Ivy clap system. And what that is Blue Ivy has attended the Grammys like 4 or 5 times, and they always kind of pan the camera to her sometimes because her reactions are very strong. And, you know, she gets to react whether it's to her mom and she's dancing, or it's to Miss Camila Cabello and she's like, girl, pipe down, don't clap, hold up, don't clap, you know. So I respect that, and I respect Blue Ivy, so I decided to use her as a rating scale, or her enthusiasm as a rating scale. So let's get into it. It opened up with Lizzo, and she was doing Truth Hurts and 'Cause I Love You. I do think that Blue Ivy would clap for this. There was a lot of different things happening. First, she was singing in the orchestra, took the dress off, now we're dancing. Blue Ivy's clapping for that, period. She's giving a good 5 or 6 claps. She might even stand up. I feel like it was really cute. She slipped in that Kobe, you know, mention. I think it was very tasteful. And Blue Ivy's clapping, period. Like, Blue Ivy clapping. Beyonce probably would have clapped if she was there, too. We got then Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani singing Nobody But You. I'm going to be honest, I've never heard this song before. And I only really know Gwen Stefani from Holla Back Girl and the Just Think a Minute. And I know Blake Shelton does, like, country music. I mean, is Blue Ivy clapping? Maybe out of respect. It wasn't horrible. It didn't hurt my ears. It was like, okay. I wasn't like, oh my god, turn this off. So it was a good filler, you know, if you need that filler. And it definitely was for somebody. Like, I know somebody at home somewhere was getting their life off this. It's just not me, and probably not Blue Ivy, but it was cute. It was cute, you know, showing the girls that, you know, white people can be in love, you know, I guess, you know. Not every white couple's divorced. So that's cute, I guess. And next we have the Jonas Brothers singing 5 More Minutes and What a Man Gotta Do. Listen, it's just the way that I personally, I don't know. I don't think Blue Ivy is a Jonas Brothers fan. She probably doesn't even know who the hell they were back then. Probably only knows them this one time. Girl, I was like 9 years old. Me, I must say, I might have to be on the same boat as her. While I was a Camp Rock fan, I could not tell you that I was a Jonas Brothers fan because I would be lying to you. And I don't pride myself on lying. Nick, I liked Nick, what he did after. I still get jealous. So I really feel like these little reunion, you know, coming back. I thought it was a joke at first. I really did. I was like, oh, they're doing this. That's cute. But they're still pushing it. So I'm like, oh, we're actually continuing to do this. That being said, it wasn't unbearable. It was just like, I'm still trying to get accustomed to swallowing that this actually is happening and it isn't a joke. So yeah, that being said, Nick continues to wash everyone involved vocally, but it was entertaining, a good family trio singing their single. It wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it. Is Blue Ivy clap? I think Blue Ivy would clap. I do think she would clap, and I think she might clap. I'd say she'd clap 2 times. Like a little bit more than respectful clap. Just like, oh, okay, that was good. That was a good performance, It wasn't great, but it was good, Next person we have is Tyler, the Creator. He was with the Boyz II Men and Charlie Wilson at first singing Earthquake, and then he went into his very electric, very high energy performance of New Magic Wand. He was jumping around. A lot of Igors came in. Very cute, honestly. I'm giving this a standing ovation. I'm shaking the table. I'm getting the people around me to stand up and clap. Like, I'm really enjoying this. Blue Ivy, though, I think Blue Ivy would clap. I think she would give you one of those, like, whoa, what's going on? We never done this before face when the camera would pan to her. Just because it was very strange. And especially at the New Magic Wand part. And my man was screaming around it. And it was like, it's an acquired taste. But I think she would clap. I think she might even stand. Especially, like, because it started to wake you up from the snooze fest that was kind of developing. Post Lizzo, it kind of went down. And you're like, oh, this kind of woke you up. So I think she would get up. She'd be like, oh, just to, get the blood circulating in the legs. Me, I'm getting up just off pure standing. I'm getting up just off pure enjoying this. I will say, though, when they were singing Earthquake, somebody didn't know the words. But no disrespect, because it was actually good. Then we get into Usher's Prince tribute of all the Prince songs. Honestly, me and Blue Ivy are both clapping out of both respect to Prince and respect to Usher. It was very good. He sounded like Prince. He was dancing like Prince, but not like imitatingly so. You had Miss FK Twigs doing dances too, which was cute because, Prince always loved to have a girl dancing with him too. So I think it was fun. It was good. I like too that it was only Usher. They weren't trying to do too much and bring too many people on stage and have a whole thing. Let's just have Usher do it. It was cute. Me and Blue Ivy will be clapping. Standing. Sure. We'll stand. I'm speaking for Blue Ivy, but I think she would. Then we get to Camila Cabello, First Man. So, like, okay. So, she was like, just off the bat, me and Blue Ivy not clapping. Blue Ivy might get other people to not clap, but I'm not going to get other people to not clap, but I'm definitely not clapping. It was like a singing to her dad thing. It was just a little bit overdone. Just a little bit. I'm not a big fan of, like, those TV performances where there's just not a lot going on and it kind of just zooms in on one person singing. If that person doesn't have the vocal ability that is entertaining enough to just stand there with their voice. And I don't think she had that, personally. She was standing with, like, pictures of her dad not passing, oh my god, he's not dead. Oh my god, pictures of her and her dad, like, when they were when she was a baby and, stuff like that, like, passing as in, like, a slideshow behind her, which I guess added to the entertainment factor. But again, these are just boring to me, and on top of that, I don't really like her. On top of that, it was just, like, a lot of acting, and it wasn't really, like, giving me that, though. So, Blue Ivy, we already know she don't really rock with her. So, me and Blue Ivy just not impressed, honestly. We're gonna have to give it a no clap out of whatever many claps. Just no clap. No clap. Not even one clap for respect. It's just not really, it's just kind of corny. So, and then she went to her dad was crying in the... It's too much. We don't even really know you like that. So, it's just like, why do you care about your dad crying? Because you love him? I love my dad, too. I'm not even a hate your dad wave person. Like, I understand people have complex relationships with their parents. But I actually like my dad. Like, I actually really do like my dad, but watching this, I didn't feel nothing. And that's just, oof. Let me stop. Okay, so Tanya Tucker and Brandi Carlile, Bring My Flowers Now. This is one of those performances that is of the genre that I don't partake in, country. But you know what? I do like that the Grammy still kind of throws in other genres. Do I think that country should still be one of them? You know what? I'm actually not even anti-country. So, yes, I do think country is okay to have performances of, especially because middle America is watching and they do care about country. And it's good. Like, if you're going to give a rap a TV performance, go ahead and give a country TV performance. Fine. Like, I'm not anti every genre. Go ahead. Put them all up there. But it's just like, this is not high energy enough for me, my liking. And then you also just made us sit through Camille and her dad crying. So it's like, maybe you should have just set list wise moved this to a different place. But again, it wasn't bad. Me and Blue Ivy gonna give it one clap. And that's it. We don't really need to get more than that. But I do like saying that name, Carlisle. Ooh, it just give you a little like Carlisle, like, Okay. Then we get to Miss Ariana Grande singing Imagine, My Favorite Thing, 7 Rings, Thank You Next. We're clapping. It's not even like, here's the thing though. I think Blue Ivy is the type of watcher to be silent and then just go full clap. Although she be dancing when it's her mom, that's because she knows, like, the routines. That's because Beyonce is different. I don't really think I could say that Blue Ivy is an Ariana Grande fan, so she would kind of just be watching and give a full clap at the end. While I would actually physically have to hold back from clapping from as soon as she started to sing, because I just very much enjoy Ariana Grande. That being said, beautiful song, singing Imagine. Was it needed? I guess to, like, kind of slow in that transition from, like, all the boring performances into, like, a high energy performance. Like, you can't just come from Brandi Carlile, whatever was going on over there, to just a full 7 rings. Like, you need a little bit of a transition. I think that was cute. And I think that, 7 rings, orchestra, hey. People are scared of orchestras. Why? We don't know. But 2 people already used orchestra this night, and I really enjoyed both times. So, very good. Dancing. She's giving you costume, lighting. Overall, very well done. And it's just really good because you don't get a lot of TV performances from Ariana Grande. So I think that this one was really important for her to go all out. And she did. And I really did enjoy it. So, thank you for that. We're definitely clapping. Billie Eilish, When the Party's Over. I don't really know this song of Billie Eilish. I do like Billie Eilish. I like Bad Guy. I like My Strange Addiction. So I was expecting maybe something like that. But this being a more mature award show, like I said, there's a lot of old people watching this. There's a lot of middle America watching this. Maybe Mr. Ken, executive producer, hating ass man, was like, yeah, you can't do Bad Guy because you're going to be jumping around and people don't think you a demon or something. So, okay, maybe she didn't want to do that. So she wanted to, give the old people what the old people wanted, which was a slow song. Did she sound good? She sounded great. It was very boring, though. So me and Blue Ivy going to give it... Blue Ivy probably wouldn't even clap, to be honest. She probably drinking her snacks, doing whatever. I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to give it 2 claps, personally. Just because I get it. I get why they did this. Aerosmith, Run DMC, Living on the Edge. Oh, okay, this was a rock situation. Now, I will say, I'm not really a rock fan. But again, I love the different genres. And I will say, I actually did enjoy this performance. At first, I didn't really know what was going on. I actually still don't really know what was going on. But I enjoyed it. I honestly was like, oh, it was one of those, like, visual face journeys you have where you're just like, what? Oh, I get it. Oh, that's fun. I do like that they were entertaining the audience, getting people to get up and getting people to sing. They had Lizzo sing a line. It was cute. I enjoyed it. Are we clapping? Yeah, we're clapping. Blue Ivy's probably on her bathroom break, but I think she would be clapping. Lil Nas X with Billy Ray Cyrus, BTS, Nas, Diplo, and Mason Ramsey doing Old Town Road and Rodeo. This was honestly one of the most entertaining of the night for me, and y'all know for a fact Blue Ivy is clapping. Like, first of all, Old Town Road is an everyone song, but first and foremost, Old Town Road is a, like, 8-year-old, no, even lower, it's like a 4-year-old to 12-year-old's, like, best song ever. Like, kids freaking love that song. You know Blue Ivy's clapping. But I love that song too, so I'm clapping. You know, it's a worldwide hit, obviously. I think the performance was also very entertaining because it was, like, showing all the remixes, all the different rooms, different setups, costume change as well. It was just really nice and fun. Like, I think that they had fun on stage. You could really feel that. And it's also a fun song, so definitely we're clapping. Then it gets sad. And Demi Lovato sings Anyone, which is like a really sad song that she just put out. I'm clapping out of respect. I think Blue Ivy would clap just because everybody else was clapping, so she's gonna clap. I don't know if she knows what's happening. Maybe she does. She's clapping though, for sure. If not, somebody gonna tell her to clap. But I think it was good. It was definitely, you could feel it. It was like really emotional, so I did like that. Nipsey Hussle featuring everybody in the world to do A Letter to Nipsey and Higher. Now, this I was kind of waiting on because I wanted to see how Roddy Ricch, John Legend, DJ Khaled, Meek Mill, everybody's gonna look, and YG is gonna look together on a stage, because those are all very high energy performers and personalities. So I was like, how are they gonna get on all one stage? But they actually did well. Like nobody was really overpowering anybody else, and it was nice. DJ Khaled, just a little too much from him. It's like, it was funny the first time, but it's like, you don't really need to be doing all that, especially on a tribute. Like, you don't gotta change, obviously that was your homie or whatever, but just turn it down. Don't turn it up. No, turn it down. Turn it down a little bit. It's just too much. So yeah, but we're definitely clapping for sure. We're clapping. Blue Ivy's definitely clapping. That's her whole parents' best friends on there. So we're clapping. It was good. Rosalía, Juro que Malamente. Clapping. Not much to say on that. Alicia Keys and Brittany Howard, Underdog. Now, I think this was actually supposed to be Taylor's spot, because Taylor was supposed to perform, but she pulled out. So I do not blame Alicia Keys for, being like, hey, I'll do my song. And it's like, oh, that is so nice of you. It's like one of those things. But we didn't need this. So I'm not clapping because I didn't really enjoy it. Just enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy it. But maybe Blue Ivy would. I don't think she would, but maybe she would. Hey, throw it in as a random wild card. Blue Ivy clapped for this. Who would have known, Then we got Her. Sometimes I'm not clapping, period. Her performances are really boring to me. So maybe I'll give it a respect clap. Blue Ivy's not clapping. After Alicia and Her, Blue Ivy is napping. And or bothering somebody to get her more snacks. Girl, I don't know. I don't really know. At this point, maybe Blue Ivy might have left. Blue Ivy out the building. She don't even care no more. Honestly, neither do I. Like, the rest of the performances are kind of boring. This was like a weird lull in the show where it was like they just kept throwing performances at you. And it was like, okay. Especially me. I'm trying to be pro-genre and not hate. But it's like, dang, you haven't really given us a high energy performance since Lil Nas. And that was like 6 performances ago. So it's like, dang. What's happening? I mean, Rosalía a little bit, but that's not even in English. And I speak Spanish, so I had a good time. But I understand the viewers that were like, girl, we don't get it. What's happening, So, yeah, I'll just kind of spitball the rest. Ronnie, girl, I don't know. Gary Clark Jr., blah. Then you get this weird, like, tribute to the guy, the Ken Ehrlich, the executive producer that's leaving. this just felt really awkward because it was like, oh, the producer is leaving, but instead of giving him like, you know, best producer or like whatever, he wants you guys to watch another performance, and it's like, oh my god, he's literally torturing America. Like, you couldn't have just gotten on them and like, thank you for all this time at this company. No, you have to have us watch and listen to Camila and Cyndi Lauper, two like not vocalists. Ben Platt, I don't even know who that is. Gary Clark Jr., like a whole bunch of random people sing a theater song. A theater song? A theater song. Like, you know, theater sometimes is unbearable, low key. So now y'all got all these random people singing this. And it's like, you could have just went up there and accepted your work. At this point, everybody's waiting for, like, Best New Artist and all the, like, important awards. They have spaced out until the end. And it's just, like, too much. So me and Blue Ivy, we probably, if I was there, and if Blue Ivy was there, because she didn't go this year, we probably would have left after Rosalia. Just off entertainment. That's when I stopped being entertained. So, yeah, they ended the performances on that. Not much to say, really. Then they gave all the awards to Billy, and it was cute, and that's it. What are we expecting for next year, guys? What? Probably Harry Styles will be there. That'll be, like, the person that they get to get views. Maybe Taylor will go. I don't know. You know, she's kind of always there. What else? I don't really know. I think just like last year, we didn't really know that Billy, Lizzo, and Lil Nas were going to be, like, the biggest names of the year, and they're going to be, like, the people that were entertaining us the whole time and actually liking it. I think just like that, we don't really know who next year will be. I think a lot of more new artists are coming out and stepping up and being cute. It's 2020, you know. I don't think that we can expect many of our older favorites to just come out of hiding and do all that, especially if they don't want to. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But anyway. No, but for real, I think new artists are doing newer things and bigger things, so we'll probably have new artists there. And that's all for this episode, y'all. I think that if I had to put a theme song on this Grammys year and entire situation that they're in, it would be Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Please stream Bad Guy by Billie Eilish still. I don't care. That song's still good. And I've liked that song from the beginning, and I don't care if I get clowned. That's my song. That's my song. And that's all I have to say. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.